Good morning, everyone. This is Eloise. Welcome back to Coding Kids Digital Technologies Microlearning Sprint. So, in yesterday's video, we briefly mentioned 3 different approaches to problem solving. So those were computational thinking, design thinking, and systems thinking. Now, we covered computational thinking in our last microlearning sprint. So if you need a refresher, feel free to check it out over on our YouTube channel. The link is in the description. So what about design thinking? What is it? Well, iterative design process is something which contains 5 stages. So those are empathizing with your target demographic, defining the problem that you want to solve, ideating potential solutions to your problem, prototyping, so that's creating low functioning but tangible solutions to your problem, and then testing these prototypes with your target demographic and observing their interactions with it. Now, because it is an iterative process and not a linear one, you'll actually see that steps in the flow diagram are sometimes repeated. So for example, after you test your prototype, you might realize that what you've made doesn't quite fit the original problem you came up with. So you might need to totally redefine your prototype. Now, design thinking can be an invaluable thought process with multiple applications, but it's especially useful for creating a digital solution to a problem. So let's look at design thinking in the context of TED, which is a project that one of our very own students made to solve a problem they recognized. Now, in the empathize step, our students decided to make their target demographic lonely people. So, for example, people who were just in need of a companion. In the define step, our students determined what core problems lonely people faced and aimed to solve these problems. Then in the ideate step, our students thought of all the different things that they could do to make a lonely person feel socially fulfilled. So this included making the robot sing, asking the person how they're doing, telling a joke, and much more. Then in the prototype step, our students made TED using a makey-makey inside a shoebox. Now, makey-makey is a hardware interface that's programmable with Scratch, but we'll talk more about using makey-makey with a Scratch project in a future episode of our microlearning sprint. And finally, in the test step, our students then tested their project to see if it worked. The test step was their chance to see if there was anything about the design that they could or needed to do. So if they needed to adjust their target demographic, they would need to return to the empathize step. If they wanted to adjust the features that the robot came with, then they might need to return to the define step. And finally, if they wanted to troubleshoot any functionality issues with TED, then they might need to return to the prototype step. That's all we have time for today. So remember, if you haven't already, don't forget to sign up for our Teacher PD certificate. So if you complete 10 mini quizzes, 1 quiz for each video, you'll get a certificate for completing an hour of PD. The link to sign up for that is in the description down below. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Eloise, signing off.